Mark, and this is Everyone Can Grill. Today we're going to do a basic 101 on how to set up your kettle grill, control the temperatures, put your grates together, keep it neat, how to use the wood, what wood to use basically, what wood I like to use. Everybody uses their own. And then I'm going to do some jalapeno poppers that aren't hot. I'm going to do some leg quarters and some baked beans. So stick around, this one's going to be good. Okay, I brought you underneath the grill. I want to show you, I added some lines to the ash can. And what those do is they tell me relatively where the vent opening is in my grill, from all the way closed to all the way open. So here, all the way open is right on this line, down all the way closed. And it's not really a proportional thing, but what it does is it helps me control the temperature a little bit easier. That's tip number one. Now let's set this grill up. Okay, a few things that I do a lot. This is a need. Fill your charcoal in there. I fill it all the way up. This thing has an automatic light. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. If it doesn't, you just put the newspaper underneath it, light it up. It only takes about 15, maybe 20 minutes to get your charcoals rip-roaring hot. And then I like using the charcoal baskets. If I'm doing something indirect, I throw them off to the sides. I've had them like this before, where I've had a hot zone and then a real cool zone. Or you can use them in the middle and have a real hot area and then a cool zone all the way around. Really nice for doing wings, leg quarters, or something like that when you got a bunch of them. Tonight, we're gonna do them like this. Now the next thing, I got a bunch of grease that I'm gonna be cooking tonight. I'm doing poppers and leg quarters. So what I'm gonna do is make an aluminum foil pan. Let me move the cord here a little bit. And all I do is take some aluminum foil and make a box. It's always good to try to do this before you got blasting hot coals in there. But like I said, just bring it up and fold in your corner. Now I know it fits. I can get this out and I'll get my grill started. So once I get the charcoal lit, I'm going to show you what we do with the grates. All right, here's another tip for you. I'm trying these out tonight for the first time, so this is going to be, and everybody's going to see how it works together. But my sister-in-law doesn't care for jalapenos. She doesn't like the flavor of them and the heat. So I've been eyeballing these in the stores, and they're pretty much everywhere. They're just mini sweet peppers. They taste just like a mini bell pepper. So we're gonna make jalapeno poppers. I guess we're gonna make mini sweet poppers today. So that's one more thing. Think about who's eating and what they like too, not just what you want. So that's why we're gonna try those. And if they work, I think Lori will love it, because we can make a ton of them and she can dig in too. So that's just one more. I'll be back in a few. Okay. Jeez. While the smoke is trying to blast me, here's 3 more things that I just think everybody that grills should have. I mean, yeah, you should have a great pair of tongs or a good pair of tongs. A spatula, real nice one, sturdy. But I'm moving out of the smoke. Cast iron. A good cast iron skillet. You can do a whole lot of cool stuff on your grill. Today I'm going to do baked beans in this thing. You can do cakes, brownies, cookies. I did a chocolate chip cookie one time with my nephew Doug, and we still laugh about it. The thing was in a 10-inch skillet, and pretty much we smashed the whole thing. So just, it's a lot of fun to do stuff like that. The next thing, and I'm not saying brands or anything, but a good thermometer. Take your temperature. Nobody wants raw chicken. So take the temperature of the meat, steaks, everything. You get the temperature right, and then the flavor's there, the texture's there, everything works out. So take its temperature. And then the last thing, I love these. get chicken on your hands, I can wipe them off, and I don't feel like I'm contaminating the entire world. I wipe this table down probably 3 or 4 times I'm cooking. Once I get everything on and cooking, then I don't have to worry about it so much. But with in the process, you know, it's just worth having. It's always nice to stay healthy. I'm not, like I said, I don't care what brand it is, but a good disinfectant wipe. And then the last thing, and I don't have them on, but get some rubber gloves. Holding chicken and making poppers and doing stuff like that. It's nice to keep your hands clean. You get 100 of them for like $10, you know, so you don't feel bad. Yeah, that's 50 pair of gloves. Use them, throw them away, do something else, put another pair on, use them, and you don't feel bad about it. But I'll tell you what, it's real nice, especially when you're doing a whole bunch of jalapenos and you forget about it. You wash your hands a couple of times, you go in and go to the bathroom, and it'll remind you that you were cutting a whole bunch of jalapenos. So it's just something to think about. All right, there's my basics for while the charcoal's starting. Once I get the charcoal lit, I want to show you how I do my grate and why. Another 10 minutes and I'll bring it back for that while this thing gets done smoking us out. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, I talked about the latex gloves. The other ones are these heat gloves or high temperature gloves. These are made by Weber. I don't know if they make these anymore. They're real nice. A good quality welding glove that you can get at any home store. Works just as good, but these are a little bit more flexible. That's all. All right, my coals are about started up. I got fire coming off the top. So I'm gonna put them in. See how I have it set indirect. Throw a couple of coals on either side just to get a balance. Just like this. Get them all out of there. I'm gonna tap the ashes down in the center. Clear that out. Now I want to talk about the grating. I've done this before, I've talked about it before. This is the way they're designed to go in, okay? You have all this cooking surface. Well, I'm using just basically the middle because I'm cooking indirect. I don't want it over top of these hot coals. So a nice thing is I take it and flip it over, and I'll show you how I wash these. You can see it's got a little bit of rust on it, but that'll come right off. Set it in, get it down, let it go. Now I got a trough on both sides that I can drop my wood chips in, and it's just easier. If I need to add coals, I can just drop them in. I don't have to flip that thing up, and with my chicken right here, it'd be in the way. So this just makes it easier. All right, you know what we did forget though? We forgot to put the aluminum foil in. Let me get this back out. I'll get the aluminum foil and I'll be right back. Okay, here's that aluminum pan. And all I'm doing is dropping it in there and leaving a little air gap on both sides just so it can vent a little bit, and pulling this up tight because I'm gonna probably have those chickens or the poppers right up near the edge here. Now, let's put the grill grate back on, like this. Get it around there, and boom. See, I still have my air gap on both sides, so the charcoals aren't gonna get snuffed out. Coals are all the way across. I'm gonna give them a quick cleaning. I change this every year so that we don't end up with those little pieces of wire on them, because that would be just plain nasty. All right, grates are cleaned. I'll throw in the video that I made yesterday of how I soak my grates and get all the big greasy stuff off. But right now I'm going to throw the lid on, and we're going to let those grates heat up. And as you can see, all that is a hot water tank base that you get from Lowe's or Home Depot for about $9. Throw some Dawn dishwashing detergent in there and hit it with your water. Just fill this up. So you can see on this end where the drain is, I put a plug in there and it just fit right in. so I didn't even have to glue it. But all I do is just flip the thing over when it's done, and you're good to go. So that's how I clean my grate. It does take a little bit of scrubbing, but what I'll do is I'll leave this out in the sun all day and just let it soak. And I'm not kidding. By the time I'm ready to clean it, it's real easy. So go ahead and soak your grate. I know it's hard to see, but that's been soaking for about an hour, and everything on it's been dissolved. It doesn't make it to where it's shiny stainless steel, but boy, it sure cleans all the little schmutz and stuff off of it. Okay, I'm bringing you back. I'm at 400 degrees inside already. Does not take long to preheat this with the coals that hot. And here, like I said, high temperature pan. I got this last year. I'm not sure if they still make the high temperature stuff or not, but I'm just giving a quick shot down the line. And that's just so nothing sticks, because I did clean it all the way off, scrubbed it with dish soap and water, or soaked it with dish soap and water, and a quick scrubbing. Rubber gloves. Let's get some poppers on here. I'm going to put these right up front. Like I said, these are sweet peppers, so we're calling them sweet poppers. And these are for Lori. I think she'll be able to eat these. You know, they'll taste good for her and won't burn her mouth like regular poppers. They can get pretty hot. So using these with the sweet should keep that from happening. So I'm going to stuff these on here pretty tight. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my baked beans on. So, cast iron, don't grab that. You'll only do it once, I guarantee it. I'm going to throw some bacon in here and get it rendering. I'm going to render that a little bit. And see, this is why I'm doing this tonight, is showing you how I can do a two-stage. I can get this pan warmed up, get these over it. When it's hot enough, I can pull it out of the way, back and forth, keep your temperatures going. So I'm going to do that. If you want to watch my pirate baked beans, it's on there. You can see that. You don't need to see it twice. And then the next thing I want to do is get the chicken on. So once I get everything set up and I start putting the smoke in there, I'll bring you back for that. We'll talk a little bit about the smoke, and we'll be good to go. Let me lid up, heat that bacon, I'll render it, and I'll bring you back in a little while. All right, I'm going to bring you back one more time and show you. This is what we do with the wood chips. You can see I got the poppers on. I had to load them up pretty tight because the lake quarters must have been from ostriches. So I'm going to put a good shot of wood on. I got my baked beans going, chicken going, poppers going. I throttled the temperature down to about 350 degrees using the lever down below that I showed you. It's almost all the way closed because it's almost 90 degrees out here. So last thing I want to do is give my beans a good healthy shot of this dry rub. And today again I'm using this cockeye dry rub that my nephew Doug gave me. Really good stuff. I don't know if you can find it online or not. I'm going to start looking, because when this is gone I'm going to get some more. I really like it. I'm using peach wood. You could use oak, you could use apple, you could use mesquite. Mesquite's awful strong, but I mean pecan, alder, there's all kinds of wood out there. Try them all, see what you like. Look at how beautiful that smoke looks coming out of there. So see what you like and keep doing it, because this is your grill. Okay, I'm bringing you back. I wanted to show you these poppers these sweet pepper poppers are done. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these off. And I mean, there's no difference between this and a jalapeno popper except for the, you know, the type of pepper. So I'm going to pull these off. So these are done. I'm going to give them a couple minutes to cool off. But by the smell, oh yeah, you can smell that they're going to be good. Let's give these some room to breathe. Like this, because I had to tuck them in there pretty darn tight. Especially that one. And that'll help out my beans. Give them a quick stir. They're starting to bubble a little bit. We'll let those go till they're thick. And everything's softened up. I may throw, look at, I got a little bit of peppers on there. I'm going to throw a little bit more of my peach wood in there just because I like to watch it smoke. Give it a little bit more flavor. This peach wood is real subtle, but I'm telling you, it's got a good flavor to it. And I found that you can get this on Amazon. Again, I'm not promoting anybody or anything, but that's where I found it. So I was able to get another bag. Get the lid on it. And basically that's it. I'll cook the chicken till it's done. If you like what you're seeing here, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to it so you can get notification of new videos. And enjoy what you're doing. Again, I'm Mark, and this is Everyone Can Grill. Get off your butts, fire up your grill, and see what you can do. Because literally, everyone can grill.